Hi Vanessa. I'm just trying to get it to come up on the computer so I can see the comments. Hiya Philippa. Hi Elizabeth. Oh, there's a few coming on. Have you all been watching Hazel? I was watching Hazel. Hi Jill. For some unearthly reason I can't seem to be getting it up on the computer, which is a bit bizarre. Hey ho. We'll try and refresh the page. Hi Julie. Well, I'm looking forward to this one. When I put the red one up a couple of weeks ago, one of the ladies, can't remember her name, my brain's terrible, she asked would I be doing a live, so I thought, yeah, I'll do it. Hi Francis. Hi Vanessa. We got two Vanessas on tonight. So here we go. I've got it on the computer now, it just needed refreshing. Hopefully it will come up big. Yeah, I can see everybody's comments now. Right, let's get to it. So the one I did online is red. And I thought I'd do it in two different colourways just to show you, and actually two different sizes. We've got one in green, and that's just an A4 folded in half, and we've got an 8x8 in, this one is done in the Studio Light inks, and this one's done with peacock feathers. No, I'm telling lies, it was Broken China. Broken China, because Broken China matched better the blue turquoise foils. So I thought, yeah, that would be good in that one. So we're going to make another one in a different colour. I've decided to do silver tonight. So let's see, what do we need? I'll go through everything as I use it. But we're going to do an 8x8. So hiya Dee, hi Andreen, hi Jane, hi Maria. So we're going to do an 8x8. So I have cut out a piece of silver foil in, I think it's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. There's not a great lot of border around the outside of it, but first thing I'm going to do is glue that one down. This is really cheap mirror board. I'd run out, so I have to run down the range and pick some up. But yeah, so I'm just going to line this up as best I can. Give it a little slide about, that's why I like using glue. And we put that on, and that can be drying while we get on with the background. Okay, there we go, that'll do nicely. You can see my camera above me now. There we are, so I'll pop that to one side. So the piece of white card, it's just a super smooth white card. And that has gone down to 7.5 by 7.5. Okay. So it'll fit nicely on the silver foil layer we've just put down. So I brought in, I was trying to find an ink that was the closest to silver. I don't actually have a silver ink. Hi Francis. So I thought, right, I'll go through. I went through all the inks I've got, and believe me, I've got a lot of inks. And Lost Shadow was the one that I found. Was more or less the colour that I wanted for the background. I don't want it to be too in your face. I just want it to be a background, but we're going to add a lot of bits and bobs to the background. So I've got a piece of acetate. Okay, I always put something on the side of my acetate because I tend to lose it. Hold on. I wonder if that's pulsing because you're a bit high. What's the name? We'll see. Yes, so I put a bit of washi tape on it so that I can always see it on my desk, because I always lose it. So I'll put it on there. You can see how much ink I'm putting down. This is not a particularly juicy ink pad. I've used it quite a bit. So I might do a bit of a mix of hickory smoke on this one. We'll see how it looks. Sometimes this one splits into pinks. Hi Wendy. I don't know. sometimes it splits into pink, sometimes it splits into browns, but see, it's got like a sort of browny pink tinge to it, but we'll go with it. So I always have a piece of, all I'm doing is smooshing it with water, okay? And it is quite light, so I might need to put a bit of hickory smoke down as well. Any of the pools, like this one here that you can see, we don't want that. Take it off, okay? But we do want the little blobs, because they're kind of interesting. So I'll put a little bit more hickory smoke down here. Like I said, it's not a particularly juicy ink pad. Hi Yvonne. So give that one another squirt. Not too much water or it will take forever to dry. So just smoosh it out. The composition for this one is most of the stuff goes in the middle. So you do want to take it out to the edges a little bit, otherwise it'll be a little on the boring side. There won't be much colour on there, and you don't actually, it doesn't actually look like there's much on there. I can see it. So I might just go in with a little bit of hickory smoke. And it will water down. When you put water on it, it does go a little bit lighter, although I don't want too much of it. Because like I said, it's, pardon me, it's a background. So let's give it a wee squirt. Now this one I can see has gone to like a pink, so this might be quite a nice effect. You know, don't be too precious about your backgrounds. I think the more you worry about them, the less interesting they become. You start worrying too much about it. You just got to put some ink down in the background. You don't need to go too dark. See these nice little dots? I don't know whether you can see them on there. Yeah, I'm going to take the big splodges because I don't want them. I just want the dots. I'm just going to put it down gentle and put some dots on. That's enough, I think. So, while that is drying, I don't want to start putting my snowflakes on. I think I'll give it a little bit of a dry, just to egg it along a bit. I don't want to be putting snowflakes and heat embossing on top of something wet. You can do the snowflakes first if you wish. You know, sometimes it is easier to do the snowflakes first, because then you haven't got to worry whether this is fully dry and it catches all your embossing powder. But if you've got an anti-static bag, then you should be okay. Because we put water on, I'm going to give the back a bit of a dry as well. Hi Bri. Hi Sandra. I think that's dry enough. I was going to just leave it to dry, but I think I'll dry it off a bit. Straighten it out a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to use now is Hazel's Essentially Christmas Set 1, I think it's called. Just to make sure, so you can all have a look. No, I lie, it's Set 3. Okay, now I'm going to use the largest of the 3. So I'll put that one out. And I think I'm going to use this big one today, because I only have used the small ones on all of them. But today I'm going to go with that one. So what I want to do is take my... I'm not going to use my stamp platform, but I am going to use the sponge element out of it, so that I've got something to press onto. Okay, so I know my tag is going to sit in the middle, so I want to make sure that I can see the snowflakes. And if I can't see them, if they don't stand out really well, you can always put a bit more ink down so that they pop out, you know. Hi Hazel, hi Carol, hi Jean. So far, pretty easy. So, and I'm going to do this with this. I'm not going to use my stamp platform. I'm going to go rogue and, yeah, see how we end up. It's a mixed media card. If we don't get a full snowflake, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to throw some of this anti-static bag around the areas where I know I'm going to put the snowflakes, just in case there is a bit of wet ink. There. I'm not even sure if it's coming out. Yeah, it is coming out. Now I've got it all over my cardigan. Right, so I'm going to give this an ink, and I'm with the Wow embossing powder, embossing pad, sorry, the ultra slow drying one. I'm not sure if it's juicy. I did ink it back up, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, I'm going to start, oh, where to start? There first, just to make sure. So I'm going to pop that one down. Now I can see that. Okay, so I've got that one there. Ready, white, my white embossing powder. So I'm going to go in again because it does dry slowly. So you've got time. Oh, I'm glad your reminder worked. Well done. I have to set them for everything. Can't remember anything lately. So I think I'm going to put another one there. Yep, I can see that's come out nice. That's the good thing with having a dirty ink pad. You can actually see it on there. And with embossing powders, the colours, you often, it doesn't matter if it's dirty. Right, I think we'll have one here. You're going to be able to see them. Some may be hidden behind the tag. That's okay, they'll just peep out. It's got to have 5 on it, just to be awkward. I can't do with 3, 2s or 4s. It has to have 5. So I might do one that just pops out at the side of the tag, just there. So, hiya Gail. Pop it there just to make sure, and down we go. Okay, there we are. That's it. Now I can pull my embossing powder on. So I'm going to grab a piece of card to catch it. I've got one there. One there, one here, one here. I think that's 5. Oh, just throw it all over just in case. Give it a bit of a shake about. Yeah, they've caught beautifully. These stamps are epic. There we go. Put this away, and then I'm going to heat emboss it so it'll get a little bit noisy. So, like I said, you can do this first. You can do your stars first if you want. You don't need to wait until you've done your inking. Okay, so I'm just going to get my heat gun, get it nice and hot, excuse the noise. Then go in and emboss it. You probably can't even see these peep out. No, Brian, she's gone. She was fairly scary, wasn't she? I think I frightened most of the people in the pub where the party was. My daughter did the makeup, she's fairly good at it. I scared 2 kids on a bike when I was on the way down, I know that. So, right, I'll bring it up a bit and you can see now, you can see where those snowflakes are. They are actually standing out against the grey, but if you found when you've done it, they're not standing out against the grey, okay, then just put a little bit more grey ink down and you'll be able to see them. But like I said, it's supposed to be a background, so I'm just going to leave that a minute, I think. And I'm going to start on about I've got more stamping to do yet, but I'm going to keep that for in a bow. Right, so a tag. Now, as you can see, I've already done this tag and I've done it in silver. I'm not going to heat emboss it. I'm not going to put it through the laminator, but I will tell you how it was done. Okay. So, and I think Julie did a really good video of using the foilables not so long ago, so you can always go back and refer to that on how to do it as well. And she gave loads of different techniques and different looks and all that, but I'm just going straight in with the silver on mine this time. So I always have a piece of copy paper, quite thin, okay, and say I pick yourself out, and this is from the Christmas Joy die cut set. That's what I'm using this time. So if you pick yourself out whatever die cuts it are, you know, you need to just say it was that tag we were doing. So get yourself some fab foils. Now the fab foils, I've got quite a lot of colours. I haven't got all the colours. I'm collecting them as I go, but I'm keep using them up. That one is all my spare bits from each time I've used anything. I've got red, gold, copper, turquoise, although my turquoise one is nearly empty. Green, purple, which is beautiful. But like I said, we're going with silver this time. So all you do, if you were to be embossing this, I keep saying embossing, laminating it, is cut yourself off a piece, put it so it's shiny side up. Once you've got that laid on there, you fold it closed and you put that through your laminator. That's it. That's all you do. And you end up with the most beautiful effect right on top of those foilables. And Julie's got loads of different ones you can choose from. So I've chosen this one and an extra one. And while I was doing it, I decided to put 3 little stars through as well. Just so I had a few more elements to pop on, should I decide to do so. They'll get used if I don't use them tonight, that's for sure. So, the only thing I did, I don't know if this is picking up the foiling. Yeah, you can see it. The only thing that I have done is on the edges of where the berries are, I've added some crystal drops, Nouveau crystal drops. Now I had to do them yesterday obviously so that they would dry. You can see them on there. I've done it in white. I'm keeping this silver and white. Yeah, so you can use them, or you can use glossies, or you can use pearls, or whatever you've got. Yeah, so that's that. Now the second one, I want this one to be dimensional. On top of it, I do like a bit of a dimensional flower. You've probably realised that. So what all I'm going to do, and it seems like a waste, but I will keep these to add into anything that I do. I don't throw these bits that I cut off away because they're always nice to tuck in and around any of your floral arrangements you're doing on a card. So I'm just basically going to cut this top flower out and take all the leaves away. So I can shape the flower and add it to the top. You don't have to do this. You can leave it flat. If you're posting, you can just leave it flattened down. Just put that on and don't put another flower on. But I do want a bit of dimension. So I'm carefully cutting around each petal. Just taking off the backdrop leaves. And I'm cutting into it a little bit as well so I can shape it. There we go. Good sharp pair of scissors helps. And I've done these. I've done this loads of times with flowers for dimension. Like I said, I know they're only scraps, but I always keep them. You never know when you're going to need them. So I want to put a little bit of colour in the middle of this one and that one. Now, I know poinsettias, whatever you say, however you call them, they come in red, and I think there's a couple of colours, but the one I particularly like is the white one. I love the white one, and that one has a little hint of green just in the middle. And this, I'm using Shabby Shutters because it's the palest green. I didn't do a great job with that. And I'm using a little dauber that comes from Studio Light on the end of my finger because it's just the perfect size for getting in the middle of your flower. You try and go in with a brush and it gets everywhere, and I only want it in the middle, as you can see. Because you know what, I do like to colour just the middles up. So they're the perfect little thing. So now I'm just going to take them 3 dots off because I forgot them as well. There we are. And now because we've cut into it, we can shape it nicely to put onto this tag. Okay, it doesn't take much shaping, just use your fingers. I find if you use a ball tool once you've embossed, it doesn't work so good. It takes your embossing off sometimes if you press too hard. So I've had my glue gun heating up while I've been messing about with this lot, and although I have a sticky gem for the centre, I am going to add a little bit of hot glue because sometimes these sticky back gems do not want to sit on top of heat embossed items. So, and then I'm going to put a bit of glue, if it comes out that is, on the back of my flower, again, because I find it's the strongest way of doing it. Keeping it on. Offset the petals from the one below, pop it down, and then you can bring the dimension back up again. Right, that's, while that is sticking, we'll go back on to the background. Okay, so we've done the heat emboss, we've done the background. Very, very simple to do. I'm going to pick up the little stamp now, and I'm going to pop the darker ink onto it. I always take that to that instead of the opposite way around. There you go. So I'm going to pop a few of these on, so you can just see them. Like I said, it's a background. I'm going to pop a few there. Basically, wherever there's a space that you want to fill, you can put as many or as few on as you wish. And you could even go in with a different colour, you know, the paler grey one. I think I'm just going to put one more there. That's it, because I have got some stars to put on, like I said. So, next thing I'm going to do, I've got foam on the back of this so it stands up. I've done that already, so you don't have to watch. Well, that was clever, wasn't it? Right, there we are. Pokey tool at the ready. There we go. And like I said, this is going to go just about there. Now you'll notice I have left a gap here of snowflakes, and because that's where my sentiment is going to sit. Okay. So my tag's on. What I also like, you might have seen this a few times, is to put on the cards, is to put some glossies on, or some sequins. So you can get these sequins in loads of different colours. Obviously I'm not going to use the blue ones. I've got silver, I've got white, I've got little iridescent ones. But they've kind of, even though they're iridescent, they've got a bit of a pink tone. Don't really want that, so they're out. And also these lovely glass chips, which again add a bit of sparkle. Or you can put glossies in the middle of your snowflakes, or stickles, or any of those things, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. And I think, yeah, they're the same. I don't know whether you can see this, but they've got like a pink tinge as well. So they're not going on. I might use, I'll take a couple of each out and see. Silver might be too in your face. I think it's going to be the white ones. I don't know. Let's see. A few silver, just let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what the white ones look like. I'm sure the white ones will pop better. If I could get them off my hands. No, do you know what? The silver ones do, so let's go with them. This is a good thing, isn't it? Having little bits and bobs like this that you've had for years. You can pop them on your card, and there you go. So silver it is. I'll put a few out. Ready to pop on in a minute. So before I do that, because if I do it now, they'll all fall off. I'm going to put this on top of the card base, and then I'll finish it off. There's not a great lot to do to it now. It's a simple card, but effective nevertheless. You could batch these, no problem, using all your foilables. Really easy to do. Foil them all in one go, and then have a day where you just make a load of them in different colours. Fabulous. Scrape the back off. Hey Karen. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you on Thursday. Right. Okay. Let me make sure I've got my card the right way up. Right, before we not, I'm putting it on with tape. Because the card is a little warped because we've embossed it, I find putting it on with tape, you have to be a bit careful about where you place it. But shoving it on with tape helps it to stick better onto the the silver background. And if it's not totally straight, then forgive me because I'm at an odd angle looking at it, but it's not too bad, I don't think. Right, okay, so for the sequins, we will need just a dot of glue, a little dot here and there. Pick your sequin up, pop it in, and hope it doesn't fall off or stick to your finger, because it does tend to do that, doesn't it? Sequins. We'll have one there, I think. One here. Now it's stuck to my finger. Put that on. 5, I feel. I've got to do 5. Always an odd number. 4. And the 5th one can go here. If I put it there, it's going to be interfering with the sentiment, which I'm going to do in a moment. So put that on there. And I've got 3 little stars, which, hi Maxine, I'm going to pop on as well, just because I've got them, so why not use them? So, yeah, we'll have one there. Got one large one, so this can go over here. So there, it just gives a little bit more silver towards the outside. I quite like them silver sequins now. I thought they would have been too much, but no, they're quite good. And I'm going to pop one here. There. Why not? There we go. So, sentiment only now. That's all we've got to do. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Pam. So, let's move that out of the way. And bring in the sentiments. So, I've got a couple of different ones. They're all using Hazel's medley set. They're the Christmas one. You could use these from Julie, the Joy ones. But I've used those. And what I've done is, I mean, let's face it, you could use any of them. You could just use a foilable as well if you wanted. You don't, you know, mix and match them up. You could put that one on, which I did foil in. You could even use these if you know, these ones fit on it beautifully as well, the banner sentiments with your stamps. But I'm going to use these because I've got them. This one is card on silver, okay? So I can check that out. I'm not really sure whether I want the silver background. This one is silver mirror on white, which I actually do quite prefer. But this one also, I know it looks the same, but it's not the same as the first one, because this one has been cut out of funky foam. And honestly, I've got to think about funky foam and sentiments at the minute, because they cut so beautifully, you know. So you could have gone with that as well, but I am going to go with the white one because I think it looks the best. So I've got Merry Christmas, don't forget the season's greetings, peace on earth. There's so many that you could use, you know. Got a bit of foam on the back, foam strips. There we go. Merry and Christmas. And now you get why I left that little bit of space to the side. Okay, so there we are. Shiny. I've put a gem in the middle there just to bling it up. I will take some photographs and I'll pop them on tomorrow. The light's not grand in here at the minute because it's dark outside and I'm in the shed at the bottom of the garden. So if I bring in the others that I made, you can pop and see the red one. That's already on the on Julie's page today. So this one is done with a foilable. The whole thing is done with a foilable, and I put some green sequins on there. Again, I used the Nuvo drops, and I used the same colour ink that I did in the background to do the green, and I just used all of them are done with the small, you know, the smallish snowflake stamp, and then the blue one, which equally as pretty, I think. Yeah, I think you could do this in any colour that you've got. And I mean, this one looks a little bit more traditional, and so does that, but this one looks really contemporary. So you get so many foilables in a pack. You could do them with any of them, with the words joy, any of them. So that's it, quick one. What's got to be said? Oh yeah, Wednesday. Oh, as if I could forget that. Massive, beautiful launch on Wednesday. So tune into that. Julie's page, this page at 9 o'clock. I'll be there. DC samples are amazing, and I'll be back, and I think I'm back on Sunday the 4th, something like that. I think it's the 4th, with the advent calendar. It's a biggie. It's quite long, so and it takes a few. You know, I've got a lot of it prepped because it's a big demo. But yeah, so I shall see you all then, and thanks for joining me. Thank you. Good night. Have a good night, guys. Bye.